Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Trainer In-Depth View of ISSUP's Online Learning Hub. Thank you for taking time out and being here today. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Choong from the Colombo Plan Drug Advisory Program. For those of you whom I have not had the opportunity to meet and work with since I came on board in 2014, I manage and coordinate prevention-related initiatives with our implementing partners. I am your moderator for this webinar. Before we get started, allow me to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. First, as part of our Getting to Know You session, please type your full name, the organization you are affiliated to, and your country of residence in the question pane. Secondly, we will be running a live Q&A at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, just pop them in the question pane on the right-hand side of your screen in the control panel. And if you miss anything, don't worry. We will be sending around the on-demand recording when it is available. To start off, allow me to introduce Dr. Nathalie Panabokke, Acting Director, Drug Advisory Program, joining us from Colombo, Sri Lanka. A clinical psychologist and a certified addiction professional, she has worked in technical advisory capacities with UNICEF, UNODC, and the Maldives Ministry of Health. Join me to welcome Dr. Nathalie. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Joe. Welcome everyone to our webinar on an in-depth view of the ISSUP's Online Learning Hub. This is a very exciting one for the Colombo Plan, along with ISSUP and our other partners as well, because it shows our trainers the culmination of 2 years worth of work, where we have been converting our in-person curricula for online dissemination due to the pandemic and other factors that prevent in-person training at the moment. So the addition of the online courses supplement and complement our existing in-person courses, which allows us to expand our reach. So we are able to reach out to those countries who we are unable to travel to at the moment, or due to lockdown situations as well. We hope this webinar will familiarize yourselves with the Online Learning Hub, and we invite you all to participate as resource persons in the future dissemination of the online courses that you have been trained on. We also hope that the training providers and the trainers will collaborate on the delivery of this training so that we can continue to disseminate the universal curricula without disruptions. So without further ado, I will hand you back over to Joe and the rest of the team so you can get an understanding of how the Online Learning Hub works.
Thank you, Dr. for your warm words of welcome. Moving forward, I'm sure many of us will try to do our best to be actively engaged in disseminating the online universal curricula in our respective country and region. To continue, in the next 50 minutes, our presenters will take you on a tour of ISSUP's Online Learning Hub, where our instructor-led and self-led online courses are hosted. This will be followed by a 20-minute Q&A session. Let me now introduce you to our international panel of presenters. Topping the list is Jack Tonkin, Senior Website Developer from the International Society of Substance Use Professionals, who is standing in for Joanna Travis Roberts. Welcome, Jack. Before joining ISSUP in 2015, Jack spent most of his professional life building websites to help connect and share knowledge between the many talented and passionate people working internationally in the DDR field, like many of you today. We are very happy to welcome Jack, who has joined us from London to lead us on our tour of ISSUP's online learning hub. Our second presenter is Becky Wong, Director of the Global Center for Credentialing and Certification, or popularly known as GCCC. Home based in Washington, D.C., Becky is truly a leader in the SUD field with over 40 years experience working in the addiction field, focusing on public policy, training, and best practices in prevention, treatment, and recovery support services at the local, state, and national level. With her recent involvement in the development of the UTC to a self-led version, she will be shedding light on these courses, as well as enlighten us on how to apply to take the online credentialing examinations. Welcome, Becky. Proceeding to the next agenda item on online instructor-led courses, we welcome Dr. Dorothy Joanne Lay Labrador, Dean of the School of Education, Ateneo de Zamboanga University, Philippines. She is a master trainer for the UPC Practitioner Series, specifically Core Course, School Track, and M&E Track. She brings to this webinar a wealth of experience as instructional designer for the online instructor-led core flipped course and core on HealtheKnowledge. Additionally, she was the instructor for core and M&E course of the Managers and Supervisors series, pilots, in 2021. Join me to welcome Lay, who will expound on the course navigation in HEK. Finally, we have Susan Mauer from the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, Kenya. She is also one of our UPC master trainers who was part of the resource team for the online instructor-led managers and supervisors pilots, specifically for community-based prevention implementation systems and core course. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to our first presenter, Jack Tonkin, Senior Website Developer, ISSUP. Over to you, Jack.
Hello, hopefully you can all see my screen. I'm going to be giving a brief demonstration of how to find the various online learning hub features on the ISSUP website, which I hope you're all already familiar with. So the online learning hub lives within the professional development section. I'm currently just browsing as a regular visitor. I'm not logged in at all. If we go into the professional development section, we see that the online learning hub is the first item listed there. This section also includes things like the description of the universal curricular courses and the manuals and various other resources, most notably ISSUP webinars. If we click into the online learning hub page, this describes the self-led and instructor-led courses that we host, as well as talking a little bit about our partners and how to take a course. The courses are divided between self-led courses, which Becky's going to talk about later, and instructor-led courses. Instructor-led courses is further divided. There's two essential modes that we support for that. We either support open courses where someone can create a course and advertise it publicly, and anyone can navigate and find the course when we have those, they'll be advertised in this section. We also support closed courses where you already have identified the participants, either because it's internal to an organization or a certain group of people have received funding to receive the course. And we'll discuss how you can share registration links with them later. So as a training provider, the other thing in this section that's available for a for any visitor is the how to register page, which explains how which goes into detail about the open and closed courses and explains how end user can register on a course. As a training provider, what you want to be able to do though is you want to be able to create a course, set one up, and in order to do that, you need to request a course be created for you by our partners at HealtheKnowledge who host the courses. And in order to do that, you need to have already recognized as a training provider by the system. And when you log in as a training provider, and I'm just going to switch to another tab to show you, there should be a couple of extra options in the menu, one in the professional development section. First up, there is a list of all of the scheduled courses. So you can see all the courses that other providers are currently running. This view shows every course that's ever been on the system at the moment, and that includes all of our pilots. We are intending to make this more streamlined so that you'll be more easily able to find your course so that you can share the link to your course. That's the main reason for exposing this to training providers, but you can also get an overview of the sort of things that are going on elsewhere in the world. In order to schedule your course, there is a training provider course request link. You click on that and there's a simple form to fill in. It explains on there about the sort of modality, the fact that if you want to hold one-to-one sessions or group video sessions, then you need a platform to do that as well, and also about the costs associated with hosting a course on HealtheKnowledge if you don't already have an agreement in place to cover that. You then need to provide the name and email address of the trainer or trainers. You can have as many as you like. The coordinator, that's yourself, usually the person in. You can select the course that you want to train. Currently, there are 5 courses available. There are more being piloted. We have the first 3 courses of UPC managers and supervisors, the core course from the practitioners series, and the substance use, sexual orientation and gender identity course from the specialized series. The WISE courses are currently being piloted, as are the rest of the UPC managers and supervisors series. You can then choose which language you're going to run it in. All of the courses are currently available in English or Spanish. The proposed start and end date, number of participants, and you need to select your organization from the list of training providers and indicate that who the contact is for billing purposes, and that you understand that there's a fee associated with hosting the course. When that form's submitted, it will send an email to our partners at HealtheKnowledge, who'll be in touch to coordinate setting up the course, having user accounts on HealtheKnowledge with the correct permissions for the course organizer and trainers and so on. When it comes to running the course, your participants then need to enroll once again via the ISSUP website. Now, to demonstrate that, I'm going to show you the process of enrolling on a self-led course, because it's exactly the same, and those have got public registration links, so I can just sign up with my user account that I've created on the website. So here I am, I'm now logged in as just a regular ISSUP member. And as I navigate into the professional development section, you'll see once again, I don't have the permissions to create a course, but I can come into the self-led courses section. And here you see that I have buttons to enroll on any of these courses. So I'm going to start at the beginning and go with UTC 1. And then because HealtheKnowledge is a separate platform, you need to create a user account there to access it. But we've done quite a lot of the work for you. We've passed on your email address and name and country, so that all you then need to do is just set up a password. The two systems don't share passwords in any way. It can be completely different. And once you've typed your password in twice, you'll be redirected to HealtheKnowledge, where you can then log in. And if you've typed the same password 3 times, that should work. Right, let me log in as my other user account just to show you what that looks like. So once you've logged in, it'll take you to the, except I'm not enrolled on that course, am I? It'll take you to the course page of the for the course on HealtheKnowledge, where you can then proceed to take the pre-test and follow through the courses. What I should be able to show you is if I return to ISSUP.net as the user I just enrolled with, it shows me that I am enrolled on HealtheKnowledge, and that if I wasn't trying to type the password so quickly, I would have been able to get into the course. The final thing that I need to show you is for closed courses. The enrollment process is exactly the same. The only thing is that the user doesn't have a way of navigating to the course page. What you need to do is you need to share a link with them. Those can be found in the scheduled courses section if you're logged into the website as a training provider role, but that will also be shared with you by our colleagues at HealtheKnowledge, so you can just copy and paste what you need to send to your trainees. This is one of the pilots that's starting this week, I believe, for the WISE, the Women with Substance Use Disorders course. You can see that if I navigate here as a anonymous user, I get a call to action at the bottom to log in or become a member of ISSUP in order to enroll. And if I log in, then you see that there's an enroll button just the same as when I was signing up for a self-led course. So I think that's everything that I need to show you on the ISSUP website. So I'll hand over to my colleague. Thank you very much.
Becky, we can't hear you at the moment. I think you might be on mute.
Well, again, I like to have lots of technical difficulties today, so my apologies. I'm assuming you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm so sorry. Well, happy Monday. I am Becky Wong. As Joe told you earlier, I am the director of the center, the Global Center for Credentialing and Certification, or GCCC, and I'm glad you've tuned in. I am currently having some technical difficulties, so that is why I am not on camera, and I have a wonderful colleague who is showing the slides for me. So we will do the best we can, but I really appreciate the fact that you are here. Next. I love talking about the new self-led online curriculum and certification for professionals working in the field. Were you able to advance the slide, Olivia? There it is. Okay, next. So what exactly is an International Certified Addiction Professional, or Icap? I'm glad you asked. Next. GCCC is the credentialing arm of the drug advisory program of the Colombo Plan. We set minimum standards, provide experience, training verification, along with appropriate exams so that governments and other employers know that they are hiring and utilizing the most qualified professionals. This improves the likelihood of positive outcomes for individuals, families, and communities while protecting vulnerable populations. Next. GCCC offers 4 levels of certification in treatment, requiring different levels of education, training, and experience. Next, our prevention credential is in the piloting process. Prevention specialty area endorsements are also being developed with their own set of training and experience requirements, as well as appropriate exams. Next. Our recovery support credential is in the final updating process. Both of these will be available within the next 6 months. Next. So let's look at the process of how this works. It all seems to start with passionate people, people who want to make a difference in the lives of others. Next. Then we require minimum education levels and training in substance use disorders. Next. While there are many training curriculums that support addiction standards, you probably already know that the universal curricula has been developed by teams of international experts in the field of prevention, treatment, and recovery support. Next. The universal curriculum has traditionally been offered in an in-person setting, as you've heard, but it is currently being converted to also be available in a self-led or trainer-led online version. So exactly how does it work? Next. Jack has told you about ISSUP's online learning hub, so let's look specifically at the self-led courses. Next. Once you've enrolled, you will click here, next, to be directed to HealtheKnowledge. Next. Again, as Jack said, next. If this is the first time, you'll see instructions on how to set up your account. But the main thing is this is where you log in. And that will take you right to next. The courses. Next. Please note the availability of technical support if you have any problems or questions. You'll see all the information right there. Next. Scrolling down, you'll find the introduction with some very important information. Next. The course is designed to be completed at your convenience according to your own timeline. This is one of the big advantages of the self-led courses. Next. For this course, we do ask that you take the pre and post tests. Both tests will help you evaluate your retention of the course content. And of course, it also gives us valuable information so that we can continue in the quality program for all of these courses. Next. There are instructions before modules and within modules to help you move through the course. The system will save your position within the course, but each module must be completed before progressing to the next. Next. I highlighted this in red because this part is particularly important since I'm also talking about credentials and certifications. If you wish to receive continuing education credit or CE credit, you must complete the course assessment. The course assessment are the questions at the end of each module. You must obtain an overall score of 80% in order to receive the CE credit. If you do not take the assessment, that is not a problem, but you will only see a completion message when you finish. You will not receive a completion certificate. Next. Finally, for the best viewing experience, we recommend you take the course using Google Chrome. Next. Continue scrolling to find out how to join an ISSUP UTC1 network and communicate with others doing the course. Again, this is optional, but it's there as a resource. Then move to click on the pretest. And right below that, you'll see an outline of the course modules. Next. Please note, next, you will get a restricted message if you try to skip the pretest. This is very important. Next. Now you're good to go. Next, click here. Make sure your settings allow for pop-ups. Next. Next, here are more functions in the upper right-hand corner, including closed captioning, a list of all the slides, as well as a place to exit at any point. We recommend taking notes as you go along, but you'll have opportunities to journal as you progress through the course. Next, turn up your volume and get set. Click here to continue. Next. Each course will give you an introduction of what to expect. Next. It will list all the learning objectives right up front. Next. It will outline how the course is divided. Next. Look for the yellow key icon because understanding these key points will help unlock larger ideas. Next. You'll see a reference book icon when you need to look up a definition. Next. There will be opportunities to check yourself to see if you're understanding the material. Next. And the course will provide case studies with real scenarios to put your knowledge into practice. Next. You can build an e-journal to include reflections, notes, and/or even document your own goals and objectives. Or you can do it the good old-fashioned way with pen and paper. Next. At the end, it will ask you for a self-assessment on the material with opportunities to return to certain sections for more review. Next. The online version offers lots of versatility. We've talked about the self-led advantages. It could also be done as a group project. Pull together a group of people who want to do the training, maybe staff at a center, however that could be. It can be trainer supported by using a group with a specific trainer to broaden the support and be able to answer questions. It can also be done with a trainer in a hybrid model. Maybe some of the courses are done online before you gather for an in-person training. And then finally, it also provides great review material before you take your Icap exam. Next. So now that we've got our candidates trained, the professional process continues. Next. We want to make sure that our candidates have the experience of working directly with clients and patients with substance use disorders. Next. The next step involves sitting for the exam. Next. The exam is designed to assess individual knowledge and skills. Next. Traditionally, people have traveled to a specific location at a specific time to sit for the exam, either in a paper and pencil version, next, or in a computer center. However, that's not always an option for everyone, especially during a pandemic. So we are now utilizing, next, remote proctoring, allowing individuals to take the exam online at their convenience from their home or office using a computer with a camera, much like you're doing here with this webinar. Next. Passing the exam completes the professional process to obtain an Icap credential. Next. And the cycle continues. Next. Next. But in actuality, it never stops. Continuing education keeps professionals up to date on the latest modalities, along with providing services to broaden the clinical experience, allows the professional to be prepared for renewal, next, of the credential every 3 years without having to take another exam. Next. GCCC has certified just over 1,900 Icap professionals in 73 countries. Next. So hopefully by now I've convinced you of the importance of Icap. What's the next step? Next. We've designed our process to be as user-friendly as possible. All the needed information can be found at our website, globalccc.org. Next. Including a how-to video, next, and our customer service portal designed to apply. Next. It truly is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Next. Step 1, gather the documents. Next. Document your training with certificates and/or university transcripts. Next. Document clinical experience with a letter from the supervisor. Next, complete the application and upload all the supporting documents. Next, and finally, sign and upload the GCCC Code of Ethics. Next. Once approved, next, step 2 includes payment of the exam fee. This can also be done through our customer service portal. Next. Step 3 includes an email that will go out with instructions on scheduling the exam with a live proctor who will watch the test taker remotely. Next. I can't see you, but if you're still here listening, here's how I picture you, the true heroes of the community, ensuring that we have a trained workforce. Next, thank you for what you're doing. Next, and thank you for continuing to be fearless and ready to take on the next new challenge in this ever-changing world. Next. Thanks for your time and attention. Here are all the ways to connect with us. Reach out. As I said earlier, we love talking about certifications and online curriculum.
Hi everyone, I am Lei, and this time we're going to have a course navigation walkthrough of the HealtheKnowledge. So earlier, the previous presenters already gave us a preview of how it looks like on the end of the participants. But this time, we're going to look into the key features of the HealtheKnowledge platform on the point of view of instructors, of trainers. So here are the main tasks and HEK features for instructors. We will learn how to view the participant list, how to send a message to participants, also how to monitor participants' activity completion, how to grade or give feedback to participants' activities, how to check forum responses, how to download resources for trainers, and also reaching out to the 24-hour HEK Help Desk technical support, and finally, downloading participants' grades and scores. So we'll be watching 2 videos to see how this is being done on the HealtheKnowledge platform.
Hello, and welcome to this brief tutorial for instructors and coordinators of the Universal Curriculum series on HealtheKnowledge. This video will walk you through some of the key elements that you will do as an instructor in this course. To start with, we will show you how to identify and find participants in your course. To do this, you will come over here. You can expand out this menu here on the right, and we're going to have you click on Participants. You will see here for this demonstration, we are using the participants list from a previous course. And this is where you will find all of your participants. Here, you can see when they last accessed the course and their role in the course. This is where you will also go to send any kind of message to participants. You can select an individual, as you can see here, by clicking on the left. Or if you want to send a message to everyone, you click the top button and you'll see everyone is marked. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll say, with the selected 54 users, I would like to, do you want to send a message? If you say send a message, they will receive that message not only in their email, but it will also be in their message drawer up here in when they log in. You can also add a note that they will view when they come in. If you say send a message, it will take you to a place where you can send a message. Again, this is a simple message, maybe welcoming everyone to the course initially, Or maybe you want to send a message to an individual student that you see has not logged in a while or is not completing assignments. Another task that you will probably do often is viewing the student's progress through the course. To do that, you're going to come here within your course and click the Actions menu. It's this little cog, and you're going to click More. And you will see this will take you to some different information. You're going to click Reports, and then Activity Completion Report. When you click this activity completion report, you will see that you will be taken to a dashboard where all of your students are shown. It's very easy. You can see here at the top are all of the assignments or activities that are tracked for completion in the course. And you can see as each student completes it, a blue check mark will appear for that student. This is a good way, as you can see, as you're hosting your course, students progress through the course. And you can see those students who may be lagging behind, and maybe you would want to send a message to ensure that they are able to log in, haven't encountered any difficulties, or if they need any assistance in the course. If you have a long list of students, you can filter them up here using the first name and last name filter. Maybe you're looking for a student with the first name that starts with D, and you will see this will filter your students to make it easier for you to see their progress in the course. If you have a lot of activities, as this course does, you can use the scroll bar to see them all the way to the end. Again, this is a good place for you to go and get a snapshot and a picture of how all of your students are progressing through the course. Another task that you as instructors or teachers will be doing within this course is grading assignments submitted by your students. To do that, we will come in this course to Module 2, which is where we will find the first assignment activity in this course. You will notice assignment activities have Assignment 1, and as a teacher, you're going to click on this assignment activity. Then, to locate all of these submissions, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see a grading summary. You'll see how many participants are in your course, 33, and how many have submitted to date. In this example, we have 26 students who have submitted an assignment. As the teacher, you can start by just viewing all submissions, and this will take you to a view where you will see a list of all the students. Again, you can filter by name using the filter at the top, but you can see again a dashboard of all of the students, and you can see if they have submitted an assignment or not. Once you're ready to grade the assignment, you are just going to click the grade button. You can see this assignment has already been graded. But to grade an individual assignment, you're just going to click grade, and it will walk you through, and you can view the assignment that they submitted here on the left. You can add comments if you would like here that the student can see if you want to give some feedback. You can also then give the grade, and it will tell you grade out of 100 or whatever the grading scale is, and you're going to give a grade. And then this is where you can give that final feedback to the student. When you're done, you're just going to hit save, or you can click save and show next, and it will take you to the next submitted assignment that is waiting to be graded. Another task that you as instructors or teachers or coordinators may be doing within the course is tracking and engaging students in the various forums located throughout the course. For this example, we are going to return to the course Module 1. You will find various forums located throughout the course. For this example, we are going to look at the first forum, what is your experience? After clicking on the forum, you'll be taken to the forum where you can view all of the posts that people have added. So this is where all your students have read the question posed to them and posted their response. You can also see how many people replied. You can see this, for example, this post has 1 response to it. As an instructor, you can pin or star a particular discussion. Pinning would move it to the top and star would put a star next to it. If you would like to get a summary report, you're going to click up on the cog within the forum and you're going to come to Forum Summary Report. When you click that Forum Summary Report for each forum, again, you will see a table that will give you a nice snapshot of all the individuals who have posted. You can see their name on the left, and then it'll tell you number of times they've posted in this discussion, number of times they've replied to another person's discussions, if they've uploaded any attachments, and views that that person's discussion has had. You can also export posts. Again, this may be an opportunity for you to identify students who may be falling behind or not engaging in the course. And again, you could go back to that participants list and send them a note to check in and see how their experience is going. You can also, once you're in this forum summary report, easily switch from all the forums in one place. So maybe you've checked forum 1 and maybe you want to see how are people engaging in a different forum. You would just select and you would again see this report for a different forum here. Again, this is a way for you to view individuals' participation in the forums. While those are some of the main activities you will do as an instructor, you are also expected to respond to students when they reach out with questions on the content. However, if you have students experiencing technical difficulties, you can direct them to reach out to our 24-hour help desk. The link is located in the footer of every page, along with an email address they can contact. You will also find resources for trainers. This module is hidden from the students and available only to trainers. Here you will find your instructions manual, as well as information for your first synchronous session that you will be leading. Additional resources, depending on the course you are instructing, will be located in the same module. We hope you enjoy leading this course on Healthy Knowledge. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out via the email located in the bottom, help@healthyknowledge.org, or again, our help desk specialists are available to assist you as well. Thank you.
One important feature of the HealtheKnowledge platform that instructors or trainers need to know is how to download the grades or the scores of the participants. Usually, we need the pre-test and the post-test scores to be included in our training report. So to do that, go to the left side of your panel, look for the word grades, click that, and it will lead you to the grader report page. On top, you will see this grader report box. Click that. And for instance, you want to download the grades in Excel spreadsheet format. So scroll down and under Export, click Excel spreadsheet. It will then lead you to this page where you have the list of activities in the entire course. So if you scroll down, you will see all of those activities with the check marks already there. And if you want all of those scores, simply go down and look for the word download to download all of those scores. But for example, if you just need the pre-test and the post-test scores, you need to uncheck all of these boxes. To do that, click Select All or None here. And I will scroll back up so that I can just extract the pre-test and the post-test scores. So just click those two items, scroll back down, click Download, and it will then lead you to this dialog box where you will choose the locator in your computer where you want to save the file. So for example, I want to save it on my desktop. Click desktop and click save. When you're done saving that file, then you can look for it in your computer, and there you have it, the data that you need for your class. Thank you very much and hope this helps. So those are the two videos that we can rewatch. Allow me to just share my screen in a bit. All right. So here's the link to those videos. If you want to rewatch them, you can take a screenshot of the screen right now. It's https://bit.ly//hek dash instructor dash videos. So you can check on those two videos that we watched earlier. Thank you very much. Now I turn you over to my colleague to discuss the rest of the content for trainer supervision tools. Thank you.
Thank you, Lei, for taking us through, and I will just tie up to what we have learned from the two videos. And so I'm going to briefly take you through some of the tools that I found useful as an instructor when you are doing that. And so the first one, what are some of the tasks, as we have seen even from the videos? One of the tasks is to monitor involvement of and also track progress of participants in the Moodle. We also lead synchronous sessions when they are scheduled, because in the instructor-led courses, we have synchronous and asynchronous sessions. So as a supervisor of the trainer, you also manage, lead those sessions. Then the forums that we also saw, there are quite a number of discussion forums. You also manage the development of those forums. You're also responsible when participants have doubts and concerns. In as much as we're saying that, yes, you can get to the help desk, more often than not, participants would first want to reach the instructor. So then you respond to participant doubts and concerns in a timely manner, and we are going to see what are some of those things that will help you to reach them in a timely manner. Then also feedback on the tasks. Sometimes they are forums, they could be videos, they could be readings. So you also give feedback in a timely manner. As Lei has shown us, the issue of pre and post tests. We also have module evaluations at the end of each module, and also satisfaction evaluations. So that means that, again, as instructor, you will also manage quality control. We've also seen that as an instructor, you grade assignments. So you don't just grade the assignments, but you have to adhere to the evaluation rubrics that have been provided. And of course, at the end of it, you also provide a final report. So I'll just show us some of the tools that I found very useful as somebody who more or less looks at the back end. And you can see the help desk that we have already been shown. The two where there is the helpdesk.com and then also the email here. So that is one useful tool. But again, you find that sometimes because of time differences, you may find that that assistance may not come as quickly as participants would want. So that is why you find that more often than not, they would want to reach out to the instructor. And so one of the tools that I found very useful is this, Get the Moodle app, the mobile app. So the mobile app is going to be very useful tool as an instructor, because one, you will not always be on your laptop. And so by the time you get to the laptop, maybe participants have already asked these questions. They are at the point when they are doing the assignments and they are stuck, and therefore they would want to reach out. So whereas participants will also have the mobile app, as an instructor, it is very useful, because once you have downloaded it, it's going to show you, you know, the site, and then the dashboard. It will show you the courses that you are responsible for. And then, just like we had seen that you could do the messaging, you could do the notification. So you find that at an instant, you can get notifications, because shortly I'm going to show some of the things that you are going to find. So you can see with your model, the mobile app, you will be able to straight on get to the course that you want to do, and then the messaging, and then we have the notification. So now when it comes to notification, you see, you can see here that you can actually turn them on, so that it's not just, you can see from what we have here, there is the online and then there is the offline. So it means that you can turn the web on. You can have online and even offline. You also put that on, and then the email. So it means that whenever a participant is going to send you a notification or is asking a question, whether it is a message or any form of query that they would have, including when they make posts, then you get a notification. And that way you are more or less going to reach them, you know, what I would call real time, because then you don't just have to go to your computer, but you will be able to get it from your phone. And so with that, you find that then depending on what the participant is requesting or where they need clarification, you can then easily go back to your laptop if there is need to do that. So I found these as very useful tools on the go. So just to add on to the ones that we have seen from the videos, then you'll find that it's going to be very useful for you as a person who is also responsible for ensuring that participants are you know, kept alive and engaged, because we know that the challenges again of whether it is self-led or instructor-led, you find that if the participant does not log in, then it means they are going to lag behind. So it means that being able to send them messages, when they send you messages, then you'll also receive a notification, and therefore you can respond to them in good time. So those are some of the tools that I found very useful in the HealtheKnowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you to our esteemed panel of presenters, Jackie, Becky, and Lei, for sharing your insights on and experiences with online courses. Interestingly, we have an average of between 35 to 40 attendees at any one time who are joined into this webinar today from various countries in Asia, Africa, and even Latin America. Thank you for your time today. It seems there are not so many questions in the question pane, besides 2 questions, one from Luella on how to make the video full screen, and the other from Petra, how to share with us his or her personal information, and which we have privately answered to both of them. Admittedly, I think it is reasonable for us to have to take some time to digest all this new material and new way of conducting trainings. We have been so used to in-person trainings, and now we are trying to adapt and adopt to online courses. So I can imagine perhaps it's a bit difficult to frame your questions at this moment, but perhaps maybe we can give maybe Becky, if you feel comfortable to come in, give like a 30-second concluding remarks, and also another 30 seconds from Lei and another 30 seconds from Susan. Some of your experiences as a trainer, as an instructor for some of the course pilots, that you all had that you were involved in 2021. Right, Becky, would you be able to come in?
Sure. Thanks, Joe. I'm assuming people can hear me since I've been having technical difficulties. Thank you for the
Yes,
nod.
I can hear you. No worries.
No, I think actually what's going on right now is actually very exciting for trainers. It's really providing new resources and more resources, but most importantly, we're able to reach people that we weren't able to reach with in-person trainings. And so I'm excited about all of these new resources that can be so versatile in terms of what we're doing. But one reason I am glad that I was able to participate today is just to remind everybody of the importance of a credential and certification, because we are very dependent on trainers to not only train the workforce, but also encourage them to get certified so that they take that next step of moving their own personal career forward with that extra ability of showing that they can demonstrate that they know the materials. So I'm actually, while a lot of it seems a little overwhelming and sometimes, like in my case this morning right now, you'd kind of like to throw your computer at the wall after these 2 years. I actually am excited about all of the new resources we now have available to work with folks.
Thank you, Becky. Lei, would you like to come on?
Thank you, Dr. Joe. One of the things that I realized this past 2 years is that it is very much possible to do training, even if we are separated by time and time zones and geographically, as long as we're able to keep an open mind and to accept changes and also to learn. At first, it may be difficult. It can be overwhelming, especially technically. But with much practice and of course with a support system, the HealtheKnowledge help desk is always there to guide you. You will be able to do it properly. So I wish everyone the best as you'll be leading our trainings. And congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Joe.
Thank you, Lei. Now, Susan.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, panelists, and even those who have logged in. One of the things that I have appreciated about technology is that it has enabled us to still keep in touch and in contact with each other, and also be able to proceed on with the trainings despite the fact that we cannot travel. So that is one thing that I have appreciated about technology. And the other thing that I would say that I also picked up, not just as an instructor, but also being able to translate the same even into my own country, so that even building more of these into our own trainings on the UPC trainings. So you see, it has helped us to even reach out to more people despite the fact that we cannot travel. And so the other thing that I would say about the online kind of trainings, if you are an instructor, it means that you have a big role again in just trying to prod people, encourage the participants to keep logging in, because adult learning is challenging, as it were, because we are already still working full-time, we are full-time parents, we have all these things that we are doing full-time. And then in addition to that, then we would want to do, we also want to build ourselves so that we have that continuing education aspect. So just encouraging that it is possible, and the number, yes, there are dropouts. In the end, there are those who eventually fall off the radar, but I can tell you 80% or more than 80% actually complete the training. So it's just encouraging them and just saying, oh, you are doing so well. You just need to create a little time over the weekend, and then we can do this. And so as an instructor, in as much as most of the time you're talking to devices, it's also a good opportunity to encourage the learners to just continue until they get to the end. And we all celebrate when they actually complete. So for those who are logged in now and would really want to participate, I would encourage you, because it is one way of actually achieving more, even from the comfort of your home or your office. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Susan. There you have it from the horse's mouth. These two UPC master trainers were the first to be invited to come on board with us to pilot the online courses, especially the Instructor-Led. And there you have them sharing very briefly their experiences, their words of motivation, and I'm sure this will actually inspire you to be involved with us, to make a training request if you're a training provider yourself, or if you are associated with a training provider organization in your country, in your region, and help us disseminate the universal curricula whenever it is available on the ISSUP website. And as Jack started the presentations, can we now also hear from him a 30-second concluding remarks? Yes, Jack.
Yes, well, thank you for joining us and listening to the end. As I say, our aim is to make the interactions of trainers and trainees with the website and the technology as simple as possible. Within the HealtheKnowledge platform, a number of the presenters talked about the help desk feature, and similarly, if anyone has any trouble logging in or accessing their ISSUP member profile, there are links to support email addresses on the website that you can click, and we'll be very happy to help you with accessing what you need to access. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jack, for reiterating certain important items. Right, I have just the question pane, and I see now there's a question from Luella Rogers. Do trainers have to pay to be involved in providing training? Who would like to take the question? Do trainers have to pay to be involved in providing training? I would like to assume that you are referring to training providers, because moving forward, these online instructor-led, at least, will be uploaded on the ISSUP website under scheduled courses, and there will be a fee associated with making a training request and registering for the course. If you were able to catch what Jack had shown us on that interface, it actually is about $700 for the course if you are hosting the course as a training provider, which actually comes to $150 for creating an instance of the course, and then it's $14 per student for a maximum of 30, as well as a 30% admin fee multiplied by $14 per student. So the more students you have, the student fee as well as the admin fee will increase reciprocally. So this is what, if you are a training provider and you are providing the training, then this is the cost. This is the cost that is actually, you will have to channel it through THEK. This is how these are the charges for the cost from HEK. The next question, I hope I have answered Luella. The next question is from Dr. Amjad. He's one of our UTC master trainers. Is there any TOT at Online Hub? At the moment, there is no TOT on the Online Hub. These will be just instructor-led courses as well as self-led courses, which will have to be, you have to register if you want to take it. There is no TOT. Let me check and see any more questions. No, I don't see any more questions, but not to worry. If you would like to if you would like to speak to us further, you can always drop a note into the question pane with your email address, and we will reach out to you via email. That's all we've got time for today. Thanks once again for joining us. And for those of you who have submitted questions, thank you so much. And also thank you once again to everyone who joined us today, the presenters, the attendees, and everyone, and the organizers, the host, ISSUP. Thank you so much. And moving forward, we have plans indeed to meet with you, trainers, on a scheduled basis to further strengthen our networking as well as share our training experiences for both in-person and or online courses, instructor-led. We will keep you posted on this. A piece of good news, after you leave today's webinar, you will receive an email from GoToWebinar with a link to an evaluation form, your certificate of participation, and the webinar session recording. So do keep an eye out for these. In conclusion, on behalf of ISSUP, Colombo Plan and CICAD, and our presenters, thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.